Hello, this is Edith Newmeyer, and I am the author of the book The Mystery of Adam. I want to talk about a little more about anti-Semitism today and the Noahide laws, but specifically about this pro-Israel lobby that we're having in our government. I listened to a video today or yesterday by Blackstone Intelligence, and the person that's doing it is Jake Morphonius, I believe, and he was talking about the House Bill HR 336. And I watched another video today about the House Bill or the HR 336, and that was a video from about a year ago. So this is not anything new. This has been going on. The reason why I'm saying it, this has been going on, it's because I think we have 33 states at this point who have approved this bill, this anti-Israel boycott bill. Just recently, Texas deemed this bill unconstitutional. And so at least we have one state waking up saying, nope, we are not agreeing to this bill. Under this bill, it would give sanctions to people that purposely do not buy goods from Israel companies. So in other words, people that boycott, private people that boycott Israel goods. So that means these people may not get any aid in case of disaster. They wouldn't get any aid, or they would not be able to hold a government job or a state job. Many sanctions could be put on a person like that. Now, I am not a person that at this point would want to boycott Israel. I have no interest. I usually do not. Well, sometimes I look at products that to see where these products are made. But very seldom. I don't look for, what products are made in Israel. I don't do that. So this video is not against Israel in the least. It is against putting the American people under any law that would hinder their freedom of speech, or freedom to choose to buy what they want to choose, freedom to choose who they want to support and who they do not want to support. This is a law that restricts that freedom severely. We should not have to bow down to any other government. Matter of fact, we shouldn't even have to bow down to our own government. We need to support our government if that government is working for the people and are making decisions for the people. But when the government is making decisions against the people, we need to have the right to stand up. This law would be against the freedom that people have in this country. And it would undermine our freedom of speech and our freedom to choose. Very simple. Now, this one video was actually showing a map of all the states that have already supported this law. I believe, and I'm not 100% sure, but it looks like these states are also states that have already become these red flag states. In other words, where the police can go in and take away guns from somebody who was accused of being dangerous. So any neighbor can call, or any family member or whoever, call in this person, the neighbor, and say, this person is dangerous. And people can go in, the police can go in and take the guns away. That's called the red state flags. I think I have talked about that in one of my videos before. Now, Colorado is a state like that. And we are already in the process of going against this decision of our governor, who decided that without the vote of actually the people. So there's a lot of counties that are now declaring to be gun sanctuary counties, and are just saying, no, we are not going to enforce this law. So this law, HR 336, has been voted in many, and I think more than the red flag states, what is it called, law. There are more states that support this HR 336. A lot more states, I think 33. And we have really a lot of work to do to get these out again out of our law system. Also, it would be very, very hard if the federal government would approve this law and make it legal for all of the United States. And this Jake Morphonius with Blackstone Intelligence, he is right now making a video, has just made a video that is asking people to contact their congressman or their government representative. Call them, send them petitions, send them emails, send them faxes, whatever you can, to make sure your government representatives are aware of this dangerous bill. This is a dangerous bill. I have talked about the Noahide laws, and people are all hyped up over it. Okay? All hyped up. But the difference between the Noahide laws and this bill is a very crucial one. See, this bill is a true bill that we will have to deal with. The Noahide laws, they are not a law that right now are affecting us. They may push them eventually, that is definitely so. Okay? They may push these Noahide laws. But at this point, they are not a legal document. And the United States cannot implement them at this point. They can present them as an alternative. Okay? An alternative. So they can present them as an alternative religion and support it that way. But it's not that the government can actually act on it. But this law, this HR 336, is actually something that they can implement right now. They can put sanctions in place for people that are boycotting Israel, or just simply say, we're not going to buy any goods from a company from Israel, Israeli company. Now, the states have the right to do that. They can keep you from getting a state job or a federal job, a government job. They can keep you from getting aid for disaster, for instance. If there's a disaster, they can keep you from receiving aid. So in other words, they can use that and sanction its people simply because they are not supporting a government other than the United States. Now, I don't even believe that we should have a law in place that sanctions anybody in the United States if they are not supporting things that the government is not doing, or things that they don't like the government doing. Everybody should have the right to demonstrate. Well, everybody has the right to demonstrate in this country. If even our own government is doing things that we do not approve. How many people are demonstrating against abortion, our abortion laws? And they're not necessarily thrown into jail over that. They're demonstrating against it, and they're trying to change our law system pertaining abortion. So it should be with everything else. We should not have to limit anybody because they refuse to buy goods from another country, okay? Or even goods from our own companies. If I know this company, I don't approve a company even in the United States, and I don't buy goods from that company, that should not be a reason for the government now to sanction me because I do not approve a person. And especially not Israel. So this HR 336 is a law that protects Israel. Israel, people. Not even our own government, our own country, but another country. Now, I want to give you an example of something that happened to Germany and that totally destroyed Germany forever. Before the First World War, the German Kaiser made a deal with the Austrian Kaiser or Emperor. If you don't know what Kaiser means. And they both made a deal to support each other regardless and unconditionally. That included during wartime. So after they made that deal, the person that would have followed the emperor, which was his nephew, was killed in Sarajevo. I think it was Sarajevo, in Czechoslovakia, I believe. And because of that, Austria declared war against, I think it was Czechoslovakia. So the German Kaiser felt obligated, or was obligated, to join into the war. Nobody wanted to join that war. It was ludicrous. But they had to, or he had to, because he had that contract. So, Germany was defeated after the First World War. They did not want to be involved in any war. Matter of fact, the Kaiser said many times, even during the war, to stop the war and make peace. And the other countries would not do it. So they were defeated, and they were severely punished for, I don't even know so if you can say losing the war, because it's just was so muddled that people didn't even know what was going on. But anyways, that led to the Second World War. And again, Germany was defeated during that Second World War even more. Until right now, Germany has not even had a peace treaty. Okay? There's no peace treaty between the Allies and Germany. Germany is still under the people, the France, England, Russia, and the United States. 4 allies are still in control of Germany. Okay? It looks like Germany is democratic and all this stuff, but they're not. They don't have their own freedom. So I'm saying that because to show what will happen when people make treaties, unconditional treaties with other countries. Because you never know what is going to happen. And this thing with this allegiance we have to Israel at this point is, in my eyes, wrong as well. Not because I'm against Israel. No, not at all am I against Israel, okay? There's things that I don't support about Israel. If they go against other countries, if they take over other countries, that is wrong, and I will speak out against it. But I am not necessarily against the state of Israel. The state of Israel got its, what do you want to say, its legitimacy from England. They gave that land to Israel. And that's just the way it is. Okay? Nobody can go back and say anything. The land was given to Israel, or to the Jews, by the British, the British Empire at that time. So that's the bottom line, because they owned that land. Nobody owned that land. The Brits owned the land, and they had the right to give that land to whoever they wanted. Now, I know the Brits stole it from somebody too, through war, but we're not going to go there, okay? We're not going to go there. They took it from the Ottoman Empire. They defeated the Ottoman Empire during the First World War. But nevertheless, it was theirs to give who they want to give it to. Now Israel owns it, and they have a right to this state, except they cannot just go out and make war with everybody so they can annex more land. That is not correct. And I would totally say that is incorrect, and it's false for every country. You have your country, and that is your country. And you need to live within those lines. Okay? Period. All the warring that you're doing is wrong. And I also cannot go against the people that are in that country. I cannot just wage war against a subgroup or whatever in that country. It's assumed Germany would just start warring or discriminating against the Italians in Germany, or the Spanish, or the Turkish, or all the new immigrants coming in. You can't do that. That is against, our UN laws that most countries have signed. So, I am not against Israel, but we have to have the ability to choose who we're supporting or not supporting on an individual basis. That means we cannot make an allegiance with somebody that is hindering our choice, okay? And our choice to sanction another person when they're doing something wrong, or a country when they're doing something wrong. The United States, with most countries, they don't do that. They want to keep that right to sanction a country if they're doing something that is not right. Matter of fact, right now, I believe that the United States has sanctioned Venezuela. And Venezuela has not done anything to the United States. None. And they still sanction. So, I think that is wrong. But still, the United States has the right to do that. And nobody should take that right away from anybody. So, this bill is very important. That this bill needs to be taken out of every state. Have I said that Texas has already made arrangements to call this bill unconstitutional? So it's already gone in Texas, I believe. But there is, 33 states left that we need to take it off. Now the thing is that these states are really, if you look at it, democratic states. Okay? I hate to say that, but it is that way. Okay? I hate to say it, but it is that way. It looks like the Democrats have a bigger tendency to support these things. Don't know why. I don't know why. Than say the Republicans. And I'm not 100% sure because I'm neither one. I'm neither Democrat nor Republican. I look at things, individually, regardless whether they're Democrat, Republican. I see, though, a tendency of Democratic states to go with these, you want to say liberal agendas? I don't know if they're liberal agendas. Like this red flag law that they put in place over the guns, if you're familiar with that. So I don't know. But anyways, yes, look at this video by Jake Morphonius or Blackstone Intelligence and get more information about it. Now, this is more important than any of these Noahide laws. Okay? These Noahide laws are not even close to being implemented in any of our law system. They are represented in the education sharing day. They may eventually be again implemented. I am not so sure at this time because right now they're trying to implement other things. And these Noahide laws, this big hype about Noahide laws may actually distract from what they are doing right now, trying to implement this anti-boycott Israel boycott law. Okay, that's what it is. It's an anti-Israel boycott law. That's what they implemented. What do we have to do with Israel that we have to support it to that extent that we blindly, just totally accept or have to be able to accept totally, blindly everything that Israel is doing? That is going too far, people. And this is now the time because that's what they're trying to implement right now. Not the Noahide laws. Forget about the Noahide laws right now. There are more important things going on right now, people. And if you're not aware of that, yes, the Noahide laws may be creeping in eventually. Stay informed about the Noahide laws. That is good. Because we don't want the Noahide laws to be implemented for all of us. The Noahide laws are for people that want to be, for Gentiles that want to be in a subgroup to Judaism. And then if they're under Judaism, you know what? Judaism can deal with them. Okay? If you want to accept the Noahide laws and you want to be part of Judaism, and Judaism decide that when you are breaking one of these laws, your head's going to go off, that is up to you. And I am not going to support anybody that decides they want to follow Judaism as a Gentile and be a subgroup, a subhuman group. And even if they want to go to that extent that they don't mind their heads being cut off, let them do it. But you know what? What's going on in our country, in the United States, we need to be on guard a lot more than with these Noahide laws. We have to be on guard with what right now is going into our law system. And this House Bill HR 336 may be voted in on a federal level. And we need to prevent that. And we need to stand up. And I'm in Colorado, and I didn't even know that we had this law in Colorado because we heard all this hype about Texas. And I didn't even know that there's that many states that have already accepted this HR 336 as their law. And people can be sanctioned over this. Now, I'm sure they're not going, right now after every individual person. But again, we're supposedly in Colorado signing, if we want to have a state position, that we're not boycotting. What about, I was a state employee, okay? I am right now a retired under our state retirement. What if they decide I cannot get my retirement because I am not going to sign an anti-boycott declaration, against Israel? That is wrong. There's something wrong about that. And we need to speak out exactly against this, because that is already in law. The Noahide laws are not laws at this point. Nobody is going to be beheaded at this point. Okay? Nobody. And I'm not saying you shouldn't be aware of it, and people need to keep their eyes open if it would be ever become or replace our law system. I'm not saying it cannot be dangerous in the wrong hands. The laws in itself are not dangerous. The laws are dangerous when somebody is using them against another group. That's when the laws become dangerous. Right now, they're not dangerous. There's no danger, about the laws. You have the choice to follow them or not to follow them. Now, if they become the law of the land, that's when things go a little crazy. Okay? So we need to be on top of things, what's going on in our government. And this is an important thing. So do your research. Get some information about this House Bill HR 336. Call your government representatives and let them know that you are against this bill. Period. If it comes up for vote, which we don't know at this point, we just know that individual states have accepted this. If you're in one of those states, maybe it's time for you to do something about it. Okay? Maybe it is time for you to do something. Sometimes we don't know what's going on. We know in Colorado, I know that there's a red flag bill that they put in place just recently. People were just totally angry about it, and people do not want to give up their gun rights at all. So sometimes they sneak these bills in, and we have to be on guard. And I am absolutely in support of these people that warn us when these bills are creeping in our system. Like I said, somebody talked about this HR 336 a year ago. Of course, it takes them a long time for them to implement these bills. And again, they're sneaking them in. See, they're not asking the people. The governor just makes the bills and signs it. And again, it is, I can guarantee you look at the governors who have signed these bills in, they're Democrats. And I don't want to go against Democrats, okay? Don't get me wrong, I love Democrats, okay? Well, there's lots of Democrats that I like, people, okay? I have friends that are Democrats, and I love them, okay? We're not agreeing on things, but other, things we're agreeing on. So that's not the point. The point is that we need to be careful. That's what the point is, okay? We need to be extremely careful. If one country, we're totally unconditionally supporting a country. We cannot do that. We cannot even unconditionally support our our own government people. That's why we have the gun laws, because we cannot unconditionally support even our own government. So how in the world can we support another government that we have no right over? Okay? I hope that makes sense. I will come to the end today. Again, wake up. Wake up. We have more important things to complain about than Noahide laws. Let the Holy Spirit guide you. And I will finish up for today and make another video some other time.